We are just one day away from the Global Day of Dance for Freedom. It's taking place tomorrow as a way for the world to show support for those who want to be able to do simple things like dancing in public. You may remember we first reported about a couple who got arrested in Iran, sentenced to more than 10 years in prison for sharing video of themselves. This video right here, this was posted on social media, and they've been dancing in public, and that got them in trouble. They were dancing, of all places, at a place called Azadi Square, which actually translates to Freedom Square. So here to talk with us about the importance of this day of dancing for freedom, why we should all care about what's been happening in Iran, we have Ari joining us. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much, Neda.
Yeah, I've been following you a lot on Instagram. I know you're now a dancivist. I wanted to encourage people to be able to dance so that we can all really appreciate things that we take for granted here. I mean, dancing in public, we can do. Right? We can do. So first of all, let's talk about your connections to Iran and what it's been like for you the past several months as we've been watching these protests unfold.
Yeah, so I was 6 when women of Iran lost their right to sing and dance in public. And when you take away something so healthy, you also wage a war on joy, you wage a war on people's coping mechanisms. And because our ancestors have evolved to dance and sing as a way of building community, reducing stress, dealing with trauma, all these things have been taken away. So, you know, the saying goes, dance like nobody's watching.
Yeah.
And in Iran, there's always somebody watching. And, you know, the wisdom behind dance like nobody's watching is that let your creativity and unbridled sense of expression just go without being hampered by other people's judgment. But in Iran, because somebody's always watching, that their judgment could mean that you would lose freedom, your freedom or worse, and just as a couple.
I feel like for a lot of people here in America to think, wow, it's illegal to dance in public, what? It's shocking to hear that people can get arrested for doing it. You knew Iran before when it was a freer place where you can do that, and then it changed. Tell us a little bit about what changed for you and what even brought you here to the U.S.
Yeah, it was pretty awful to go from being able to play with your best friend who's a boy out on the streets to losing your freedom, your rights being literally cut in half, so you couldn't do that with, you couldn't be outside, you couldn't jog, you couldn't sit, even as a 6-year-old. So I cut my hair and pretended to be a boy for a while. And then when that didn't work, when people found out that I was a girl, I would just go out and write anti-regime graffiti on the walls, which is something what teenagers do. And so my parents were like, this is going to be really difficult to keep her here. So that's how I moved to the U.S.
Then you moved to the U.S. I do want to fast forward a little bit to recently. You created this video asking kids how they would feel if dancing was illegal. So I wanted to play a clip of that for our viewers. Let's listen to that now.
I would not like it a lot. It would make me feel sad. So sad. Mad. I dance for her! I dance for it! Dance for freedom! Dancing is like breathing. I hope no one tells me I can't dance because I love it.
I mean, so many of us feel this way. Kids love it. We love it as adults. What did you learn putting this video together? What do you hope it gets across?
Well, I hope that people tap into the healing power of dance because it's sustainable, you know, it's meant to help us thrive and be resilient, and use that as a way of an act of resistance against the tyrannical forces in our own lives, against the judgment of people body shaming us or judging the way we move, and also garner support for the couple who was imprisoned. Let's hope that, let's get the word out so we can get them to be free, and also the other protesters, and continue this on until Iran is free.
And Ari, you were mentioning during the commercial break when you moved here, I mean, you have to leave your home, your family. How did dance play a role in you kind of getting used to this whole new world?
Yeah, I danced a lot, and I didn't know it, but it was helping me with my anxiety, with terrible homesickness, and the depression that I was feeling. So now I bring the same thing to other refugees and we dance together once a week.
That's beautiful. Dancing together with refugees. That's here in San Diego?
I do that in Tijuana, where there are a lot of refugees, but I do it in San Diego too, with people from all over the world, Ukrainians, Haitians, people from South Central America.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And for kids to get to experience that too, and they grew up in places where it's not allowed. So tomorrow's a big day, the Global Day of Dance for Freedom. Ari, what do you hope people do and kind of learn by doing this? I mean, we want to see everyone's videos. We've been asking them to share it. What do you hope this kind of gets across?
I hope it shines a light on Iran and the horrible, oppressive regime that is just being so brutal to people who are just exercising their right, their birthright to free expression, to say what they want to say, to move their bodies. So let our bodies move for those who are not allowed to dance, just as we use our voices to amplify their cries for freedom. And then just let that go on. Let your video inspire other people to join this movement throughout the year.
And last question before we go here, Ari, why should people here in San Diego care about what's happening, you know, obviously many miles away in Iran? Why is it important for all of us, the human rights effort, the Free Iran movement?
There is an interconnectedness to all of us. This all social justice causes. We are all parts of each other. As the Sadi poem says, children of Adam are all limbs of one body. So this is something that everyone should care about, and people do. We have dancers in Africa, Antarctica, all over the world. 7 continents are joining because they understand this.
Amazing. And for more videos by Ari, Rumi with a View on Instagram. You do a great job sharing this important message with your videos, with the way you speak so beautifully. Thank you for being with us this morning.
Thank you so much,
So
Neda.
great to see you in person. I've been following you for so long. So.
Oh, same.